Hello, everyone. We are live. Anyone's got any questions and comments? I am ready to answer. I'm gonna send the link out to a few people here. Just give me a minute. Just give me a second, people. Just sending the link to some people quick. I will get to your guys' questions in a minute. And Shadow Gamer says hi. Hi, Shadow Gamer. Just give me a sec here. Sorry, but I was just answering a question. If anyone's got any questions and comments, I'm ready to answer them. Don't know if he's gonna be able to make it or not, but I'm gonna send the link to GFan84. Just give me a second here. Shadow Gamer says, I remember in Dead Meat's Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Next Generation kill count, where there was no Golden Chainsaw winner because all of them were so dull. Well, I've seen that movie and it's garbage, so I really cannot disagree with him making that choice there. I really cannot disagree with that because that was quite a terrible movie. And honestly, I don't know if which Texas Chainsaw movie is worse, that or the 2022 movie. I think both are is equally bad, but they're both as equally bad for different reasons. But yeah, not good at all. Not good. I'm gonna see if I can send the link to maybe a few more people here. Let's see. Let's see. You know what? Yes, Leatherface was crap in that movie, indeed. You know, let's see here. I did send the link to someone who I know will join. Who who I know for a fact will show up. But yeah. Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation, not a good movie at all, and a waste of Matthew McConaughey's talent as an actor. I will definitely say that. Definitely a waste of that actor's talent.
It's me, Alex.
And we got Alex in the house.
We still here, Cole.
And no, I'm not talking about a certain someone, but you know.
Yeah, I watched a sweet pirate movie
We're
Slayer
talking
out.
about the actual good one. But what were you watching?
Last week just was one movie I really saw the cover. I saw
Oh, really, Shadow Gamer? I didn't know that. I didn't know Matthew McConaughey's agents were trying to block Texas Chainsaw: The Next Generation from coming out. I mean, granted, I only saw the movie once, and it was a really bad sequel. I mean, I do know that he tried to sue the people. I know that, but I didn't know he tried to get his agents to block it. I didn't know that.
Yeah, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Next Generation is awful. What's still Wicker Matthew Conate waste that movie time?
I honestly, I don't know which Texas Chainsaw movie. I don't know which one I hate more, the 2022 movie or Next Generation. I think they're both as equally bad, but for different reasons.
I hate the 22 one and Texas Chainsaw Massacre Generation. They're both worse.
Oh yeah, yeah, Texas Chainsaw 3D. Yeah, that was terrible too.
Yeah, there's an unmade Texas Chainsaw Massacre Chase
That,
1
that
almost
movie was a
elected.
waste. Sorry to interrupt. That movie was a waste of Scott Eastwood's talent as an actor. That movie was a waste of his talent. But go on.
There's a Texas Chainsaw Massacre almost by the Western by Chase 1 some point. Like, where that
Yeah, I
ruler.
know. Basically, it was supposed to be a direct sequel to the first movie, but instead of taking place decades later, it was going to take place right where the original ended, which that probably would have been much better than the really bad one Netflix did.
Yes, better than Netflix one too.
But if I remember right, I think the reason it didn't happen was because Lionsgate wasn't able to get the rights to it. I think that's why it didn't happen.
That's why the lights never happened. It's on BloodyDoesIt.com, the horror
I've
website.
heard about it. I've heard about that canceled movie before. That probably would have been good.
Yeah, same here.
You know what anime TV show I heard is really good? I need to check out because I really want to watch the movie, but I heard you kind of have to watch the show first.
Chainsaw Man that you talk
I
about?
want to watch both the Chainsaw Man movie and the Demon Slayer movie, but I'm gonna watch the TV shows first because I heard especially with Demon Slayer, like you really have to watch that show, otherwise you're not gonna understand what's going on in the movie.
I only watched it. The Chainsaw Man. This the movie one is Fleetwood. I watched the sequence on.
Okay, you've seen the show. Do I have to watch the show before the movie?
Yes, Cole. I last week watched it. I wait till all.
Okay, otherwise it's not really gonna make a lot of sense. Okay. And yes, that was stupid. Making Leatherface sympathetic in Texas Chainsaw 3D. Yeah, that was stupid. And then of course they tried the same thing with the 2017 Leatherface movie, and yeah, that movie was garbage too.
Yeah, the Leatherface, the Quaco one, the Quaco way before Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
They should have
1994.
stopped that series of movies. They should have stopped with Texas Chainsaw at the beginning. They should have stopped with that one.
That one, the last one, is Fleetwood, because that one took place after Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake.
That one was pretty good. Except for the ending. The ending was kind of but the rest of it was not bad.
The end.
And we got JoJo Lean in the house. JoJo, are you there?
Hey, Jojo, what's up?
Hey, man. How you doing?
Yes, of course I remember that scene, Shadow Gamer from Seed of Chucky. That was awful. Not only that, but the whole movie was awful. Yeah, the less said about that movie, the better.
Yeah, I think all the Chuckies, the first four are like the peak Chucky. Everything after that, it's just
anything after that,
ridiculous.
minus the exception of the remake, sucked.
Yeah.
And a good YouTuber, JoJo Lead, is GFan84. If you don't know who he is, he's basically like a Godzilla YouTuber that He basically does videos reviewing figures. He also does gameplay videos. He's a big Godzilla and Jurassic Park fan, does a lot of content on that, but he also is a big fan of the Monster Hunter games, which I've never played, but I've heard really good things. And I saw some of his gameplay to one of them. It looked pretty good. Sent him the link, but I don't know if he's going to be able to join or not.
I heard about Monster Hunter the old thing. I never play it. I
And
heard
GFan84 is a relatively small channel. He has, I think, like close to 2,000 subscribers. He's good though. And his logo is basically Godzilla -1 on the poster, but with 84 as the number.
I think I've heard of GFan84.
I'll send you some of his stuff. And yeah, I remember that awful scene in The Shining. No, not The Shining. That's a good movie. I remember the awful scene in Seed of Chucky that was ripping off The Shining. Yeah, where he slams the axe through the door. Yeah, the less said about that movie, the better. The only scene I kind of like in that movie is when Chucky's yelling at Tiffany, saying he's had enough of this. Like, that's maybe the one scene that I like. The rest of that movie I didn't like.
Oh yeah, that scene from Blind Chucky.
So...
But I think Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare is even worse. Don't even get me started on that movie. I know some people like that one, but I've never liked that one.
I only cared Freddy's Dead Nightmare because that one had the daughter Freddy Krueger in that too.
And in my opinion, look, I hate the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street. It's a very, very, very close second to me for the worst one. But Freddy's Dead for me is the worst because the continuity is all over the place. It makes no sense. And what was up with Freddy when he exploded and all those dream demons came out? Like that made and like the way they were laughing, it sounded like something out of South Park. And I'm like, okay, what is this?
The one time, the Peter Jackson almost went to Nightmare on Elm Street by his version.
No, part 6. And his idea, JoJo, have you heard what Peter Jackson's idea for Elm Street 6 was? It sounded much better.
What was it?
It was basically going to be a movie where kids were no longer afraid of Freddy, and they found it to be such a joke to the point to where the kids were going to go to sleep on purpose to beat up Freddy in their dreams, but Freddy would end up killing one of the kids, making them all fear him again.
That is an interesting idea.
Like, why couldn't we have gotten that instead? That would have been much better.
That would be better too. The Peter Jackson Nightmare on Elm Street
did a lot of low-budget horror movies back then, and he was a big Elm Street fan, so that probably would have been much better than the awful 6 movie we ended up getting.
It also, there's the other Nightmare on Elm Street. Nightmare on Elm Street Quaco one with John Saxon one. That one never made too.
And here's the thing with the remake. Like, do I think now? I don't think Jackie Earle Haley, I don't think he was a bad casting choice for Freddy. I think he does the best with the material he's given, but he was honestly not the problem I had with that movie. I thought his performance was good. The problem I had was how they wrote his character and how the story of the movie was and what they made him. But again, I don't blame Jackie for how bad that movie turned out. And even though I was not a fan of the Nightmare on Elm Street remake, I did like the idea and concept of micro naps where Freddy can get you during the daytime. That was a rather creative concept.
Yeah, Jackie Earle, the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. His cast is not too bad, but his quite acting, but it could better.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, well, let's not talk about that. Yeah.
Remember the
I remember that awful scene in Jaws 3 when the shark explodes with horrible 3D. Yeah. Who knows, maybe the person who saw Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare thought, oh, it was so good when that terrible Jaws 3 did it. So why don't we try to rip off that ending with Freddy's Dead? How about no?
I heard that scene, Charles 3D. That's the scene where the blood is awful too. Oh, I like to see Charles 3 zero people appear beat by Joe Dante the back the day. That should be done like that.
Well, that probably would have been Joe Dante, director of Gremlins, was going to do Jaws 3 originally. That probably would have been better than what we ended up getting.
That's the one that will be a parody one. The Wizard Flykiss Return.
That actually did have potential to be good. Yup. Friday the 13th Part 8. Yup. Friday the 13th Part 8. Jason Takes Manhattan or Jason Takes a Boat. That's awful too. And I'm going to be honest. I'm not a big fan of Jason Goes to Hell. I never have been. But even I think Part 8 is worse. Because at least stuff actually happens in Jason Goes to Hell. At least stuff actually happens in that movie.
I do like Jason Go to Hell. It's not a great movie because that movie mine is similar to Hammond.
I've never seen The Hidden. I've heard that the first one's good. I heard the second was really bad though. But I'm going to say this right now. Even though I'm not a fan of Jason Goes to Hell, it's absolutely terrible how Adam Marcus was treated. Like, JoJo, do you know how Adam Marcus was treated?
Like shit?
Yeah, and basically somebody told him he should get ASS cancer.
Of course.
And also, Sean Cunningham, the director of the original Friday, treated him like absolute garbage during the making of that.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: even though I'm not a fan of Jason Goes to Hell, I think Adam Marcus should have had the chance to direct more movies. Because look, not every director is going to start off good. There's a chance that Adam Marcus could have became a better director afterwards by doing his own projects. Because again, not every director is going to start off good. In fact, Mike Flanagan, a horror director I like now, I'm going to be honest, I was not a big fan of his first couple of movies, but he did not become a good director until the movie Hush, which was a pretty good, one of the better home invasion horror movies. Like, I didn't care for his previous movies, but Hush was the first movie of his that was actually good.
I like Hush too. I got that one 4K. It's a great one of the best home based and better film, a horror film out there. It's on Netflix.
Basically, JoJo, if you don't know the premise to the movie Hush, it's basically about this woman that's 100% deaf. She cannot hear sound at all, but she has to survive a masked intruder trying to break into her home.
I haven't seen or heard of that one yet.
It's free. I think it might still be free on Tubi. I'm not sure, though. I watched it on Tubi a while back. And another good one, this one's free on Tubi. Check out the werewolf movie Late Phases from 2014. If you basically don't know the premise of that one, JoJo, it's basically a movie about a Vietnam War soldier, but he's a retired Vietnam War soldier who has a German Shepherd as a companion. But the guy is basically 100% blind in both eyes, and he cannot see whatsoever. But he's in a retirement home community, and he finds out that this werewolf is basically killing people, and only by using sound and his heightened senses, he basically has to kill a werewolf. Well, Shadow Gamer, I would not put it past Hollyweird to do that. I wouldn't put it past them.
I do like Mike Kempton in his best movie, Doctor Sleep. The prequel to Shiny. I love that film too. Doctor Sleep would.
And with Jeepers Creepers, I'm not a fan of Victor Salva. I saw those movies before I knew what he did. I like the first movie. I think the first movie is legitimately good. 2 is mediocre at best, and the third and fourth movie are some of the worst movies I've ever seen.
I do like Sea Creature 1 and 2. It's a very great horror movie. I mean, not like herself as a person either.
The first one was pretty good. 2 was mediocre at best, and then the rest, and then 3 and 4 are some of the worst ones I've seen. But I think Jeepers Creepers, I think it should have been a one and done. Because here's the thing, the first movie was actually legitimately good. And even though I was not a big fan of the second movie, it actually did have a good cliffhanger ending. So I do think Jeepers Creepers had the potential to be a really good horror franchise, but that was such wasted potential. Because again, the first movie is rather good. And even though I wasn't big on 2, the sequel tease was good, and just they completely wasted any potential in that to be a great modern franchise. Arguably the biggest wasted potential of any horror franchise. Arguably the biggest wasted potential. Well, that is one of the few things I like about Jason Goes to Hell, even though I'm still not big on it. And of course, the sheriff Creighton Duke, that guy was hilarious.
I think the mask in Jason Goes to Hell is kind of crap.
I agree.
It was just Jake is crap too.
It's so teeny. It doesn't really look like Jason.
It really doesn't. And the whole beginning was stupid, where he gets blown up with. Well, I haven't watched it in forever, but like, wasn't it missiles he got blown up by or something like that?
Something like that. I think it was Jason Lives was one of them that I really enjoyed.
That one was good. I would say my favorite for me, it's either a tie between the final chapter or part 2 as my favorite.
My favorite Friday 13 quality, Friday 13 Part 7, New Blood.
And I gotta be honest, I wish they would have brought back Ginny for one of the sequels. It kind of felt like a wasted opportunity that they didn't bring her back for at least one of the sequels.
I also really enjoyed Part 4, the final chapter.
It
wasn't the final chapter, but it was a good movie.
I do like the Part 4 Friday 13 final chapter because Corey Feldman in that too. The new kid.
Glover.
I guess now, if they were to do a new Friday the 13th movie, if I was given the green light with it, I would make it continue the story decades after Part 6, but like have it be a movie where both Tommy and Ginny team up to fight Jason. And since the original actors are retired, you know who I was thinking you could cast as these two leads?
Who?
Tatum O'Neal as Ginny, and Scott Adkins as Tommy Jarvis, and have them team up to fight Jason. But I would have it be in a new setting besides Crystal Lake. I would have it be where Jason is in Alaska, but actually make it like Jason Takes Manhattan, but actually make it a good version, and do not do the stupid teasing BS that Jason Takes Manhattan did. Make it an actual good version. Go all balls out with it.
Imagine Jason in the savannah.
And for this snow-themed Friday the 13th movie idea I thought of, to make Jason scary, you know who I think should play Jason for a new Friday movie?
Who?
Dan Gilchrist. He's not a very well-known guy, but you need someone with an intimidating factor, and guess how tall this actor is?
How tall?
7'7". You need to cast someone like that to make Jason intimidating.
Oh, did you talk about on May Flight 13? Flight 13, Jason never died. That one never made, too.
Because imagine being chased in the woods by a guy that tall.
Yeah.
And you know who should direct a new Friday the 13th movie because this director said they're a big fan of it?
Who?
Damien Leone, who did the Terrifier movies. He even said he would be down to do a Friday the 13th movie if Hollywood ever lets him. Although I was kind of thinking he could work for Nightmare on Elm Street 2 because without spoilers, in Terrifier 2, there's a certain scene in that movie that's very Nightmare on Elm Street-esque that I could see that style fitting in a new Nightmare movie, which I have a good idea for a new Nightmare movie. So my idea for a new Elm Street movie is you make it a direct sequel to Elm Street Part 3, completely ignoring the fourth movie, because I know some people like 4, never been huge on it, but what I would do with it is you make it a direct sequel continuing 3 and basically have it where Freddy's bones or something have accidentally been dug up at the garbage graveyard or whatever, and the kids and the news of Freddy killing kids goes viral like stuff on the internet nowadays. And you know who I was thinking would be a really good casting choice for a new Freddy?
Who?
I forget the actor's name. He's a bit of a lesser known actor, but I'm sure you know who I'm talking about, Alex. Do you remember the Broadway actor from the 2004 Phantom of the Opera movie?
Oh, yeah, Jennifer Butler. That actor you talk.
Yeah, and the reason, and I know some people are going to sit there and say, oh, they're a stage actor, but here's the thing. Do we have any experience in Broadway? No. And you got to keep in mind, the Evil Dead movies were good, and Bruce Campbell, before he was an actor, and keep in mind, Bruce Campbell actually used to be a Broadway actor before he was a movie actor. And look at how good that turned out. And Christopher Reeve, before he played Superman, was kind of the same way. So I think this actor could actually play a really good Sinister Freddy if you give him the right material. And my idea also is like you could have it be a movie where the Dream Warriors are now parents and they have kids of their own that they have to team up with to fight Freddy. That's what I would do with a new Elm Street movie. What do you think of that idea, JoJo?
I like it.
And we got Porchman in the house. What's up, everyone? Yeah, Porchman's a cool guy.
Hey, Sportsman. What's up?
Also, in Jason Goes to Hell, how was that girl in the FBI in the opening? I don't know. Again, but even though I'm not big on that movie, I don't think it's the worst Friday movie like everyone says, even though I would put it on the lower tier. But yeah, but the way Adam Marcus was treated, absolutely not. Also, JoJo, if you're a fan of Van Damme, you should check out some of a lot of his movies are free on Tubi. You should check out some Scott Adkins movies. He's a really good martial artist.
Oh, yeah,
Sure.
Tubi.
I would say if you're going to start with some Scott Adkins movies, start with the 2019 movie Avengement. I would say start with that movie. It's basically a movie about this guy whose brother works for like the mob or whatever, and his brother ends up getting the main character in prison, and he basically has to break out of prison and get revenge on his brother because basically he finds out that his brother wanted people to kill him for $20 million and he has to put a stop to it. That's a really good one. Another good one you should check out, JoJo, is called Triple Threat from 2019, which is basically an action movie about these guys that have to protect a billionaire's daughter. And Scott Adkins actually plays the main bad guy in that movie, and he was really good in it.
Yeah, I think I've heard of that one.
Another good one you should check out. Now, there's a sequel to it. I've only seen the first one, but the 2009 movie Ninja, that's a really good martial arts action movie with Scott Adkins. That's a really good one.
I do enjoy that. Initial with Scott Adkins. I like that movie a lot too. It's
And
kind
Scott
of
Adkins, of course, now the movie was not his fault, but Scott Adkins, of course, he was wasted in X-Men Origins Wolverine, where he played the Deadpool without the mouth, but that movie was not Scott Adkins' fault. I mean, literally, JoJo, literally anyone could have played that part and it still would have been crap. So that movie was not Scott Adkins' fault.
Right.
And have I seen John Travolta's movie Gotti? Yeah, I wasn't too big on that one, to be honest. And it's a shame because I like John Travolta as an actor in most movies. Like, for example, I really liked the 2004 Punisher movie with Thomas Jane, and I thought John Travolta was a good bad guy in that. I also like Pulp Fiction. I like Face Off. I thought he was a really good bad guy in that. But and even Broken Arrow, that's a good one too. But Gotti, I don't know. Just I couldn't really get into that one.
I like the other John Travolta movie, the Champo daughter with the Sturgio, the remind it.
Oh yeah, The General's Daughter. That was a good one too.
Yeah, the with that army soldier that he played a military soldier. That's a good movie too.
Exactly, Shadow Gamer. It's like in Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen. They wasted late Tony Todd as the villain. Of course they did. Oh, here's a good question. Which would be more entertaining? Van Damme, Jake Paul, Steven Seagal versus Frank Dux. Van Damme every day. Oh, Van Damme versus Jake Paul, I guess. And Frank Dux, I don't really know who that is, so I can't comment.
Some people may not like Benny Cross, but he's not a bad person to like Wes Benny.
And Steven Seagal, okay, do I like some of his older movies? Of course, but it really feels like as soon as he went direct to video, that's when his career really went downhill. I mean, with how much of a jerk that Seagal was, JoJo, I mean, why do you think he wasn't in the Expendables movies?
He needs to get on the treadmill.
True. High five to that one.
Stop eating all the McDonald's, Steven.
And I remember, JoJo, I forget. There was a movie Seagal did, which I've heard nothing but terrible things about called Born to Raise Hell. And guess what OCP Communications put in the thumbnail of his review?
What?
Born to Raise Hell, but like he took out hell and he put the Taco Bell logo. But even though Steven Seagal is retired, I know I have a good idea for an Under Siege 3 that you could actually make work without him. You know how I would approach a third movie without him?
How?
So in the second movie, it's established he has a niece by the name of Sarah Ryback, who that actress you don't see anymore and she's retired, but I know a good actress you could replace her with. I was thinking replace her with Abby Cornish, but essentially make it a movie to where the main focus of the movie is Sarah Ryback. So instead of getting Casey Ryback, the protagonist of the first two movies, back, you have it be centered on his niece this time as the main protagonist, but have it be a movie to where she's going on vacation with an airplane, but you have a group of terrorists take over the airplane and she has to fight the terrorist. And that would be my idea for an Under Siege 3 and how you could continue it properly without Seagal. What do you think of that idea?
That would be an idea without the Steven Seagal one.
What do you think of that idea, JoJo? I think that'd be the best way to continue it without Seagal.
Yeah.
That way you at least have connections to the previous continuity.
I really want to see Steven Seagal on a horror movie called Yeti. The one who fight Yeti Bigfoot movie. Who plays Snow? Meat Predator. The Yeti one.
You know what canceled movie I'd like to see made today with a different actor? Jojo, have you heard of that canceled movie, Holy Blood with Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Which one?
Holy Blood is what it's called.
Huh.
It was basically it was gonna be a horror movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme in 2007, where he was basically gonna play an FBI agent investigating deaths from demonic possession. So it was basically gonna be like a combination of the X-Files and the Exorcist. That's a rather cool concept. I think they should make that movie today, but cast Scott Adkins as the main character.
Yeah.
And you know who I'd like to see direct that movie, only because they haven't done a demonic possession horror movie yet?
Sorry, what?
And you know who they should have direct it, because this director has not done a demonic possession horror movie yet?
Who?
Damien Leone, who did the Terrifier movies, because I want to see what he can do with other horror movies besides just Terrifier. And have Scott Adkins in it. That'd be rather cool. Also, did I see
Scream 7.
I didn't even watch 6, to be honest, because I didn't like 5. So there's that.
And yes, it's me, Joseph.
Yeah, I don't want it. I saw it like the time.
I mean, okay. Will I eventually watch 6 and 7 when they're free on streaming for a review series? Yes, eventually, but not for a while yet.
Oh, I'm glad that Kenneth Wilson don't make the Sweet 8 no more. It's on whathedoes.com. He'll not go make that anytime soon.
And in my opinion, Scream really fell off after the first 2 movies. I think that the first 2 are rather good, but I think it really went downhill after 2. I think they should have stopped with 2. What do you think, Jojo?
Yeah, I think I could have lived with that. I thought they were fine. I personally thought 3 and 4 were all right, but all you really need is 2. The first 2. Then everything after that is not.
Or here's the thing. If they wanted to make another Scream movie, they should have had it focused on a different killer that was not Ghostface. That way it would have been at least something different.
Oh, you can without the director Wes Craven. He's already been passed away 2015.
Like, if they had to make a new Scream movie, with a different killer, you know what mask I would have the killer wear because it'd be unique and different?
What?
A World War II gas mask.
A World War II gas mask?
Yeah. Because there really hasn't been any major Hollywood horror movie with a killer wearing that. That'd be unique and different.
Yeah, the Marvel should done Werewolf by Night, the movie, one the unmade werewolf movie of Marvel they want to do for a long time.
Yup, Shadow Gamer. That video was funny where I did like a short called My Thoughts on Lightyear 2022, and then it was a video of me flushing the toilet as a YouTube short. That was funny. But yeah, that review is uploading right now. For whatever reason, it's taken forever to upload. I don't know if it's actually uploaded but my phone's set up in a way to where I can't really check until the stream's over. But yeah, that Toy Story 4 was not good, and somehow Lightyear managed to be even worse. Because here's the thing, Jojo Lee. Now, granted, I have not seen this movie, but you know what movie from the 80s I've heard is really good, and then I heard the movie had a really bad sequel?
Which movie?
There was a movie in 1980 called The Blue Brothers, which I've heard nothing but amazing things about, and that one was directed by John.
That.
And then they made a sequel, Blue Brothers 2000. And I have heard nothing but terrible things about that sequel. And DeClane Kearns, who has seen the first 2, he told me that Blue Brothers 2000 was a crappy sequel, and that the way it ended completely destroys the whole point of what the original movie was. And he basically told me that Toy Story 4 pulled a Blue Brothers 2000, and he said it's hypocritical. He said, I get film is subjective, but it's hypocritical how everybody craps on Blue Brothers 2000 for, having a bad ending and, just being a bad sequel overall that completely destroys the point of the franchise. Yet Toy Story 4 does the same thing and somehow it gets a pass.
Yeah, Toy Story 4 was awful. He might should have just stopped at 3.
I agree. Also, I don't know if I believe it, but I like the Mad Max movies. I didn't know about that theory, though. That's an interesting theory, I guess.
I was in the real NM Bros
Joseph,
movie.
why are you asking that question? You already know the answer to that.
I know that there's the whistle Toy Story 3 version. Will be the Whistle
really?
by.
I didn't know he was in a short film.
Yeah, I was a small role in his movie.
All right. It's also disgusting in the sewers, with Shadow Gamer said. Oh, wait. Shadow Gamer says, whenever I see the sewers, I instantly get thoughts of, oh, there's something in there. It's also disgusting in the sewers. Yeah. I don't even like the smell of walking into urinals. So, yeah, that's no better. Jojo, I don't know if it's still free on Tubi or if it was taken off, but you know a really good thriller movie you should watch?
What's that?
And this is one with Shia LaBeouf, but this movie shows that he can actually be a good actor if you give him the right material. Disturbia from 2007. If you don't know the premise to it, it's basically a movie about this kid who basically a teacher makes him upset at school. And in my opinion, the teacher was kind of a jerk, but anyways, the kid punches his teacher in the face at school, but because of it, is placed under house arrest for 3 months the entire summer. However, he starts to notice his neighbor doing very questionable things. And he basically finds out that his neighbor is a serial killer and he has to find a way to prove it to the cops without leaving his home and without being caught with the ankle bracelet.
I've heard of the movie Disturbia, but I haven't actually seen it.
Shadow Gamer, the young Henry Bowers in It 2017, he kind of looks like young Kevin Bacon from Friday the 13th. In a way, he kind of does. When it comes to the Mad Max movies, really the only one I didn't care for was Beyond Thunderdome, but the rest of them were pretty good. I would say my favorite of the series was Mad Max 2 Road Warrior.
Oh, I love that one. Mad Max 2 World Warrior. That's probably the best Mad Max movies. One of my favorite ones. George Miller did that woodshop. The weapon out the first one.
And also now, I saw the trailer and it looks dumb. Do you know what they're doing for Toy Story 5, JoJo?
Yeah, they're making the villain a freaking iPad.
AI. No.
What?
Who asked for that? Absolutely no one.
No. I mean, how can you come back from that? Just, is it for the sole purpose of, we screwed up so badly with 4, we need to make a 5 just to get Woody back with Bonnie. And Zootopia, I haven't actually seen it, but my wife likes it.
I've seen those movies. They're good. I actually saw the first one. I think when it came out in theaters, I think my grandma or something. I think my grandma took me and my sister to it or something. It was pretty good.
I wanted to see that Zootopia, the first one.
I like Fury Road, but I do think it is a little overhyped.
It's kind of overrated, but it's 3 months. Tom Hardy at Mad Max.
Okay, JoJo, if you couldn't get Mel Gibson back as Mad Max, who do you think would have been a good replacement? if you couldn't get Mel Gibson back for Fury Road.
Oh, I almost said Pierce Brosnan.
Okay, I can maybe see it.
Tony Shanes or Scott Atkins.
Okay, I could see it.
Between one of those two.
um, yeah, you're not wrong, Shadow Gamer. Now, I do like the 2017 It movie. The only problem I have was the overusage of crappy CGI that they used, but I liked the movie other than that. And I gotta be honest, JoJo, even though the third Shrek movie sucks, I'm gonna say something controversial. Like, okay, here's the thing. The fourth Toy Story movie, for some reason, it got positive reviews from critics and audiences when it came out. But even though I think Shrek 3 sucks, I think Toy Story 4 is worse because as bad as Shrek the Third was, at least the ending of that movie did not crap on the ending of the previous movies like Toy Story 4 did.
Yeah, I'd rather watch Shrek the Third.
And here's the thing. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not buying. Now look, I understand. Do kids obviously lose interest in toys and move on to new ones? Yes, I understand that happens, but for Toy Story 4 to do that with Bonnie, it was just stupid.
It was.
And also, like, another thing I thought was stupid about Toy Story 4, I thought the main villain was very not a good villain. And that's the thing that sucks because what made the other Toy Story movies memorable was that they had memorable villains.
Yeah, Sid,
Yeah, like this
Stinky
did.
Pete, Lotso.
And
Four
do
had
I like Five Nights at Freddy's movies? The first movie I think is mediocre. The second movie was absolute trash.
Second
And
is awful too. I saw that it's wasting
although
money.
JoJo, guess what horror video game movie was good?
what?
Iron Lung, directed by Markiplier, which I saw earlier this year. That was an independent movie, and I've never played the game, but I did do research on it, and the movie is rather faithful to the game. And Markiplier, a big YouTuber, he completely self-financed the movie on his own. He didn't even go to a studio for it, and it was actually, and many fans of the video game liked it. It was actually number one on the top box office charts, but Hollywood hated the fact that it was more successful than the slop they're putting out, so they removed it from the top of the charts. So that alone made me want to watch it. But
Yeah.
it was actually good. It's basically, without giving too much away, basically picture a small-scaled horror movie set in a submarine. That's really the best way I can describe it without spoilers.
Yeah.
Check it out though when you can. That was really really good, and honestly, one of the better video game movies we've had in quite some time, besides the Sonic movies.
Yeah, I
And
saw that.
Oh, yeah.
That new movie. I watched. It's pretty good.
Imagine if they make a Toy Story 6.
well,
What?
see, here's the thing: if and I think they should have ended it with 3, but if they had to make a Toy Story 4, you know what I think would have made more sense?
What?
Have it be a movie focused on a different group of toys, like that way you're not crapping on the legacy of the previous movies. Like, have it be a movie focused on a new group of toys. Like, Duke Kaboom, I thought was one of the only few positives to Toy Story 4. Like, why not make a movie with him as the main character with like a different group of toys like him? Like, that could have made for a decent fourth movie.
In all honesty, you could have a new Toy Story movie with like a new Buzz Lightyear and stuff.
Like a new character somewhat similar to him.
If there's a canceled Toy Story 3, the whistle version, like the West Video Soul 7 animation, back in the day.
And I gotta be honest, the original idea for Toy Story 4 didn't sound great, but I would have taken it over what they gave us.
Yeah.
But they really should have stopped with 3. In fact, even in interviews, I kid you not, Pixar themselves, when they were, being asked on why Toy Story 4 was being made, they even said in interviews themselves, they weren't even sure if they felt confident in continuing the story. Yet they went ahead and did it anyways.
Right.
I hope Don Rickles got a good paycheck to be in that as his last movie, because that was not a good movie. He's the guy who does Mr. Potato Head.
I like Don Rickles. He is a Canadian funny actor too.
But yeah, I know I gave it a 4 out of 10 when I review it, but honestly, the more I talk about it, the more I'm starting to like it less and less. At best, I would give Toy Story 4 a 3.5 out of 10 at best. And that's being generous. What would you rate it? What would you rate it? About the same?
Which one?
Toy Story 4? I'd rate it about a 3.5 out of 10. What would you rate it? Well, it was a 4, but I've dropped it a little bit.
I'd say about 2.9
Yeah, that's fair.
out of 5.
Out of 5?
Yeah.
What about 2.9 out of 10?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
It was Toy Story 1. Say Toy Story 1 and 2. Well, I'd honestly say 1, 2, and 3 are 10 out of 10s.
Oh, yeah. Also, JoJo, I don't know if it's free on Tubi or not, but you know a good horror movie that came out a few years ago that Matt really likes that I checked out and Dodgy Corleone also liked? Have you seen the 2024 movie The Substance with Demi Moore and Dennis Quaid yet? That was really good.
I haven't, but I have heard good things about it.
And they're also doing a parody of that in Scary Movie 6.
Yeah, I heard that.
I heard about that.
And Scary Movie 6 actually does look funny. Like, the first 2 movies were good. 3 and 4, they have some funny moments here and there, but they were definitely a huge step down in quality. And yeah, Scary Movie 5, let's not talk about that. And also, hello, Junebug Films. Junebug Films, would you want me to add you to the stream panel? Because I can, if you want, send it to you separately. If not, not a big deal.
All right, I'd be good with that.
I have not seen The Quest, but I have seen Hard Target, Time Cop, and Nowhere to Run, and those are all great Van Damme movies. All right. Looks like I'm adding Junebug.
Yeah, it's Junebug Ty. I hadn't seen him in a while. He's busy.
Well, he's going to come on now. Or another idea, if they had to bring the original game back for Toy Story 4, I was thinking, well, we haven't seen Stinky Pete since 2, so, like, you could have it be a movie where he somehow finds the toys and, he has a whole army of toys planning to get revenge on the main game that they have to fight down. That actually might have worked.
Mocha's joined the chat.
What do you think? Do you think that might have actually worked?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see your dog is the cat. It was nice.
Oh, God. That's a good question because Date Movie, Epic Movie, and Disaster Movie are 3 of the worst comedies I've seen. So the worst one besides that, I would have to think about that, Joseph. I'll get back to you on that when I have an answer. Because there's some really bad ones. Maybe Scary Movie 5, maybe.
Oh, Date Movie, a Disaster Movie, Epic Movie. Those.
Oh, wait, no. I know what the worst one is besides those. Meet the Spartans from the same makers. That was awful.
Oh, I hate Meet the Spartans. That one, the pieces
Because
went out to
here's the thing, JoJo. Meet the Spartans. This is meant to be a parody on the movie 300, but they reference other stuff besides that. Like they literally do a parody of the Black Spider-Man symbiote suit from Spider-Man 3, and you have parodies of Baby Shrek. I'm like, well, what is this doing in a parody of 300?
Somebody was probably high when they wrote it.
Right?
That's the only conclusion I can come up with.
And JoJo, no joke, there's literally a scene in Disaster Movie. Okay, to its credit, there are scenes with asteroids and tornadoes, but this is meant to be a parody on disaster movies. But we have parodies. Hi, Ty. But going on
Hey,
with what I
Kai.
was saying, with Disaster Movie, this is meant to be a parody on disaster movies, but we have scenes, and here's the weird thing. Like, the movie can't decide who its target audience wants to be. And there's literally a scene where you have the Incredible Hulk outside. And this was in 2008 when the Incredible Hulk came out. There's a scene where you have Hulk outside where his pants just rip off, and then a cow falls on him, killing both him and Iron Man.
Wow.
With some of the cheapest, ugliest costumes.
Yeah. Hey, JoJo.
Thought,
Hold on, Cole. I got something for JoJo.
what?
I know this was yesterday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday to you.
Beautiful.
You know who you know what that was?
What?
That was Marilyn Monroe singing happy birthday.
Oh. Well,
Granted,
that really is
Um,
beautiful.
Haunted House, I thought it was okay at best.
I like Haunted House too, the first one. They're both funny.
yeah.
look at the recent comment at the way bottom.
I bet Trolls Band Together fans' dad wishes he pulled out.
And some people may not like Benny Claus. He's not a bad person. I friends Benny.
But yeah, let me read this question here. Which was worse? Which is worse, public domain horror movies or the disaster movies or the parody movies of the 2000s, like Date Movie? Well, I'm gonna have to say the parodies from the 2000s by Seltzer and Freeberg, only because the only public domain horror movie I saw, well, of the Twisted Child universe I saw was Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and yeah, that was enough to make me go, I don't need to see any more of these. I mean, Nikolai he was the best actor of those, and he was trying, but even he couldn't save that movie. Yeah. Well, I own that movie on DVD, but the only reason I own that is because I have the 4-movie Batman collection with the 2 Michael Keaton movies and, well, Forever and Robin. That's really the only reason I have it. Look at the private chat. Yeah, he probably did.
Well,
He probably did. Oh, wait, there was that parody, Stan Helsing. I never saw it, but I heard it was terrible, and it looked like garbage from the poster alone, so I didn't bother with it.
I understand how.
Oh, so you're asking the worst disaster movie, a part of genres like Godzilla, Titanic, or something that is disaster movie, like that disaster movie parody. Oh, I guess I don't know if I have a direct answer for that, but I can't say what I think the worst Godzilla movie is. In my opinion, it's All Monsters Attack. And here's the thing with that movie. It does not matter if you watch the Japanese version with English subtitles or the English dub. Both versions of that movie suck. But I guess worst disaster movie, now that I think about it, probably the Hurricane Heist movie from 2018. That movie was garbage. Probably
Godzilla
that one.
versus Gigan was awful, but in a fun way.
I like
I
that movie. I think it's good. That's just me, though.
I would say I would say Godzilla's Revenge, but that's just bad in a very very stupid way.
Well,
Oh
Godzilla's
no,
Revenge.
Godzilla.
That's the English dub of course, All Monsters Attack. And again, it doesn't matter which version of that movie you watch. Both versions suck.
Godzilla
Uh-huh.
1985 is not that bad. I like the English dub one.
And the
Guys,
85 dub was okay, but I much preferred the original Japanese. What for? Thank God it's finally coming to 4K because Return, or I think it is, because the Return of Godzilla is out of print, and that movie is so hard to find on DVD. Like, here's the thing I don't understand. Like, for example, if Toho can sell some Blu-ray double features of some of their Godzilla movies for only $11, why can't they just do a Blu-ray double feature of Godzilla versus Biollante and Return of Godzilla? Sell both of those for $11 like you did with a lot of the other ones. I don't understand why they can't do that. They would make a lot of money off of that.
Yeah, I don't know.
My guess is it's likely a rights issue. That would be my guess.
Steve.
It's probably more than likely a rights issue.
yeah, it's like it's too.
Mm.
But yeah.
I Who's cursing?
No, ain't no cursing. Hey, Ty. So,
Not much. I hear a bunch of cursing. Someone's bleeping.
But yeah. Oh yeah, of course I watched SpongeBob as a kid. The first 4 seasons of that show are when it was at its best, and of course the first movie.
Right.
I freaking love SpongeBob when I was
I do
about
was almost
6.
too.
Can we just
The first
talk
two
about
seasons.
Can we just talk about the Jim Carrey thing and just how dumb it is? It's like
Sorry to interrupt, but to answer the question, no, I didn't see that commercial. Oh wait,
Well-
never mind. I think I might have seen that commercial. Yeah, I did. That was not a bad commercial, but go ahead with what you were saying, Ty.
Can we just talk about the Jim Carrey thing? Like how everybody's sitting there saying that Jim Carrey looks different and everything, and I'm like, look, I don't know what's going on, but if it's a double, fine. But like everybody's sitting there saying like Jim Carrey's dead and all this other stuff, and it's like,
And that it's a clone or whatever.
yeah, and I'm like, are you guys kidding me? Do you realize that if Jim Carrey died, that would be headline news? Like that would be all over the place, and
That
plus,
would be hard to cover up,
exactly. So it's just a bunch of malarkey and everything.
Yeah,
and
I'm not buying that. Jim Carrey is still alive.
And plus, you know what? If it is a double, shocker, actors use doubles all the time. Okay, I mean, if it's a double, then fine. Maybe Jim Carrey just didn't want to go to France.
Yeah.
And plus they're sitting there saying he got plastic surgery. Well, guess what? Why would I kind of agree with the thing that I heard. Why would Jim Carrey, a guy who's known to contortionize his face, risk changing his face? He's literally known as rubber face. Why would
Right, exactly.
Why would he risk that? And and plus even if it's plastic surgery, you can't change the eye color.
Right. Also, to get to this, Shadow Gamer, not only did he probably hate KFC, he probably ordered KFC, McDonald's, and whatever fast food restaurant all at the same time and ate all of it.
I mean, You know, Steven Seagal probably ate too much KFC.
He
Oh,
probably went
definitely.
to the heart attack drill.
That would be heart attack. I don't know.
Well, Jojo, did you hear what Steven Seagal's new movie is?
What?
It's Die Hard, but it's Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Oh boy.
And,
Oh, God.
basically, it's him in line to so people won't take his Kentucky Fried Chicken.
That actually kind of sounds funny.
That is so hilarious too. I just still wait Austin Forster.
I might watch that. That actually kind of sounds like it might be one of those so bad it's funny movies.
Yeah.
I'll watch that too.
Sounds like it might be one of those unintentionally funny movies.
Yeah. I'm watching Ed, Edd n Eddy.
Oh, nice. That's a good show.
That was show I used to watch that all the time on Cartoon Network.
Yep. Well, now it's on Tubi.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Now it's on Tubi. A lot of Cartoon Network's old shows are now on Tubi.
And that's not a bad thing.
No, I just hope they put Johnny Bravo on Tubi
Kali a doll too.
I hope so, too.
because I loved Johnny Bravo.
Yeah, that was a good show.
Foster and that's native went
Also,
too.
I got a question, Ty. Do you think Johnny Bravo could work as a live-action movie? If so, who do you think would be a good casting choice to play Johnny Bravo in a live-action movie? Who do you think would work in that role?
I think it could work.
Wait,
I think a lot of the actors that we might be thinking of are a little too old for the part, though.
Wayne Johnson to walk. It's Johnny Bravo.
Like, think of a younger actor. Who do you think might be a good fit for Johnny Bravo in a live-action movie? And yes, Shadow Gamer, I know, but go ahead. I know who it would. I know who it wouldn't be. Rachel Zegler.
Arquad.
There's this, maybe this one bodybuilder. His name is Callum Von Munger.
Does he kind of have some of the body build that Johnny Bravo does?
Right, but he also kind of looks like he's also called Arnold 2.0. He looks a lot like Arnold.
Okay, I guess based on what you're describing, he could potentially work.
And the thing is with Johnny Bravo, though, you kind of need a little bit of a...
Or Jared Leto. Oh, gosh, no.
I see Cheryl World's show. That he
Let me put something in the private chat. And this 100% stays in the private chat.
I think Joanne makes too.
Yeah, nah. I'll just text you guys separately about it.
I don't like Joanne.
But yeah, Prime Arnold would have been great. Yeah.
My thing is though, like, if I did something, I think Johnny Bravo though, the only way to make that work, mainly for live action, is I think you would have to make it more. You'd almost have to make it more like American Pie.
Yeah.
Johnny Bravo, but kind of like, I think Johnny Bravo actually could work with a little bit of a hard R.
Yeah.
And although I love the stupid theory that Johnny Bravo is really 8 years old.
What?
There was some stupid fan theory that Johnny Bravo. So we're seeing Johnny Bravo as he himself perceives himself.
Uh-huh.
And that he is really 8 years old.
That's one of the dumbest theories I've ever heard.
Yes. Like, look, sometimes these fan theories are interesting, okay?
And other times they're really stupid, like that.
Like, there's one of them, the Rugrats are all dead. And that Angelica created the babies in purgatory.
No, that is stupid.
If that's the case, then how does All Grown Up work?
Right? Also, to answer this question, who's worse? I'm going to have to say Jason Momoa is worse as an actor. I'm going to say Jason Momoa, in my opinion. Asking who's worse, Gal Gadot or Jason Momoa? I'll say Jason Momoa.
I did not like Jason Momoa either. He's so overweight after. I heard him at Bakewatch that he's so young in that show.
See, I think Jason Momoa is good in the right parts. But when it comes to certain parts that he gets casted in, he's not good. Like, he's good in Dune. He is good in Dune.
Well, I'm not trying to sound rude here, but we're not going to talk political, okay? This is an absolute zero political channel. Again, you didn't know, but as future reference, okay? I don't know who that is, Shadow Gamer, and I really don't care to know.
That's the creator of Ren and Stimpy.
I don't want to know what he did. I don't want to know.
I want to talk about Austin Forster. He is annoying too.
All right. Well, let's drop the subject and talk about something fun. Let's drop the subject.
Oh, thank you. Because
Hey Jojo, if somebody makes a video game of you and you're playing the video game, wouldn't you technically be playing with yourself?
Yeah. Don't have time to play with myself.
You know what Friday the 13th movie a lot of people don't like that I think is good?
Which one?
I like part 7, The New Blood.
I think I enjoyed that one as well.
That's the one with the girl who had psychic powers to use against Jason.
Wait,
yeah,
yeah.
Friday 13th part 17.
And I will say, of all the Friday the 13th movies, while it's not quite my favorite one, I do think it does have the best design of Jason, where he's all rotted and his suits, and you can see the decay, his body decaying. I think that of all the movies, that has his best design.
Yeah, his sign was the best. That would play weapons to carry. Jason versus carry.
Hold on a sec. I actually have a figure of that Jason right here. And I also have a Freddy Krueger figure right next to it. Oh, yeah. No, good thing I didn't know who that was.
I like that movie, Gone in 60 Seconds with Nicolas Cage, and
that one's good. Never saw Drive Angry, but I have seen Gone in 60 Seconds, and that's good.
I like Gone in 60 Seconds remake.
I like Drive Angry, but the one problem I have with it is it has Amber Turd in it.
Of course.
Oh, I don't want to talk about that outfits.
But yeah, let's not talk about that weirdo. The less said about her, the better.
I'll poop on her bed. With diarrhea, too.
After he had Taco Bell.
No, are you kidding me? No, are you kidding me? If I know I'm going to Amber Turd's house.
No, after laxatives.
No, I'm going to go to Taco Bell and have a laxative if I know I'm going to Amber Turd's house.
I'm so sorry, but I just had this
so you
image.
imagine the mess that would cause. Oh God!
Imagine Pie shitting in Amber Heard's bed, and then right after he goes, "Brian sucks."
No, I would do it if I know that I'm gonna go on a. Okay, this is bad. Sorry, Cole. This is bad. If I know that I'm gonna go to Amber Turd's house to have a little fun time, I'd be sure to have a laxative and Taco Bell and eat till I have a stomach ache, and then as I'm having fun, I got the shits.
What if The Rock, Con Air, and Face Off were connected? No, they're separate.
Yeah. Celia.
Is that your chat?
Yes.
Moped joined the stream earlier.
Celia.
What's Miss Celia up to there?
Hey, Jojo, have you seen the Thomas Jane Punisher movie yet? It's good.
I don't.
I don't think
I like it.
yet.
It's pretty good. As far as what Celia's up to, Celia does her own thing. She just kind of is a cat that has a very obnoxious, loud meow.
And also another thing I forgot to mention, the 2004 Punisher movie with Thomas Jane, that was one of the first rated R movies I was allowed to watch.
I have that movie.
I had that on Blu-ray too.
You know what, Jojo? You should make that your next review.
I've only done one review so far, and that was
Yeah,
The
but you
Mask.
could make that one your next one.
Yeah.
Gravy.
There were people outside.
Gravy.
You could probably stay on for a few more minutes, but then I'm gonna head upstairs for dinner.
What's for dinner, Cole?
Don't know, to be honest. And Ty, your mic is not going. You might have to leave back in.
Testing.
Testing.
Are we good now?
No.
Not really.
Stream.
Well, I'm probably gonna stay on here for like maybe 5 more minutes before I call the stream good.
Okay.
Okay, right? We have the fun swinging too.
And great, now I can't hear Jojo or Alex talking, so I'm gonna have to cut the stream short early. Like in private StreamYard, I've been having a lot of problems. Like whenever you're talking, even with the microphone off, for whatever reason, I can't hear you. But when I come back, hello,
Testing.
I can't hear any of you. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to end the stream early. But this was fun while it lasted. So we'll see you guys later. Bye now.
Bye,
My
Cole.
gosh.
Right.
Be
Bye.